But if I start at day one and you start at day two, when are you going to catch me? Anybody have any idea when you'll catch me? Come on. I know we got really
Never.
smart people out there. You're
It's
exactly
when the
right.
curve flattens out.
And it won't. This curve won't flatten out. Um,
Ever?
no, it's a no. Y equals X squared will never flatten.
Okay.
No, never. Um,
Hmm.
and
You're
so
right.
right here, if we both start at the same time and we're both growing at the same speed or implementing AI at the same speed, then you can't ever catch me. And if you're back here working on what I'll refer to as the agentic adoption of things like Copilot, and we'll talk about that because it's a great product. Okay, I'm just using agents as an example. If people back here are focused on agents, and there's going to be some guys that are focused on this curve right here. When do you think this guy will ever catch the green guy will catch the red guy? That was never going to happen. That's never going to happen. So how do we, at least bring people today where we can take this green curve and begin to move it in a different direction as opposed to just have it as a flat, 1.5 to 3x. Because if you think about now, and as you're doing agentic work, and this is up for debate, right? These are just some and AI is going to act like a unifying force multiplier within an organization if it's done right. If it's not done right, it will pit everybody against each other, and people will have great fear that they're going to lose their job because of AI. So, how do we bring it in so people are working together to drive AI through the organization? Anybody want to make comments on that? Make sure you raise your hand so I can see your questions. And if I miss them, because I've got 2 pages I'm flipping between here, Claudia will notify me. Corey Cox, jump in.
Yeah, I think you have to create a framework as an organization that enables experimentation, but also puts guardrails on it so that you don't give away trade secrets, intellectual property, etc. I've seen some real risks where boards have been so focused on risk that they say don't do anything, and the policies are super strict. Yet the people in the employee base know that they need to be experimenting with it for their own career trajectory and their own success and value add to the organization and competitive positioning. So you have to think through all those things and balance the two and make sure there's alignment between board and governance and how risk is managed while ensuring that you don't end up at a competitive deficit either as an employee, as a department, as a business unit or organization. So experimentation personally as individuals is one of the safest ways to encourage, and then bringing that in a way that can be done that's focused and consistent with policy would be my thoughts.
Very good. Thanks, Corey. That's great input.
You can argue top down, bottom up. It really depends somewhat on the circumstances, what you're trying to accomplish, and what the nature and the culture of the organization is. But in general, if I was pushed to give a single answer, I'd say top down. The thing is, AI will never be part of the corporate consciousness or part of the corporate DNA if it doesn't have buy-in from the very top. And frankly, the very top is who needs the most education. Frankly, everybody, middle management, rank and file, etc., people in an organization, they've already experimented with it. They've played with it, whether personally or in the workforce. So you really need to get buy-in and support and education, especially education, with senior management. And from there, you're going
to detangle what's there. And so once it goes through the senior executives and you spend 2 or 3 days with them and making sure that they know what's going on, then you can roll back to either the next layer of management, or you roll down to the bottom level of the organization. Now, there may be one group said, well, I'm going to have my department heads come in and do this, or I may have them appoint somebody. Now you get into a potential HR problem where the department manager appoints someone to go in and be the head person on AI for his group. Great idea. Makes perfect sense. But are you showing everybody else in the organization that you have just anointed this person to be the heir apparent? So that's a internal political question. You have to be very careful on how you do that. I think if you show people that they are being augmented by AI, certainly not replaced by AI, and we're going to roll this down through all the appropriate people in the company that would use this, fantastic, fantastic. And remind a lot of folks that there may be retraining credits, like income tax credits that the companies can get if